Hi everybody, my name is Sam Pedro and welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about Discworld. I just finished my second book in the series and I'm excited to talk about it and share my thoughts about it today. So if you saw my last video about Discworld, then you know I'm starting this series called Discovering Discworld, where I'm going to read all 41 books in the Discworld series and share my thoughts about each book and the Discworld universe. And as I mentioned in that last video, my goal is also to read them in chronological order, but because Audible doesn't have a lot of the early Discworld books, I'm going to skip around a little bit, and that's where I'm at today. And so I went to Audible and I purchased book 33, which is Going Postal, and this is a highly reviewed one. It seems like it's a fan favorite, and I thought it would be a good second book as an introduction to the Discworld series. All right, so let's talk about Going Postal, and so let's just quickly summarize the book. I'm trying my best to keep spoilers out of here, but I can't guarantee that something I say might not spoil it for you. I'm trying to do a high-level summary. But just a warning there. So one reason I chose Going Postal is because it's the beginning of a new character, and in Discworld there are certain characters that have arcs through different books. And so this book is the beginning for a character named Moist von Lipfig. And he has a really interesting backstory, and so the book begins, he's about to be hanged because he is a criminal, and kind of as he's about to be hanged, he is saved by an angel who ends up being the patrician of Ankh-Morpork. And the patrician basically says, he has two options. He says, I can save you and I'll give you a new life, but you'll be indebted to me and you'll be working for the city. Or you can take this other option where, you die. Moist obviously wants to live, and so he chooses that first option, and he decides to go and work for the city and for the patrician. And so the role that the patrician offers to Moist is for him to become the postmaster over the postal system in Ankh-Morpork. And at this point, it's in shambles, it's a joke. Nobody really uses the mail system, or they do, but their letters actually don't ever get delivered. And part of the reason for the post office being in this state is that there is a new messaging system that gets messages quicker to people, and so that's what people want to use instead of the traditional send a letter. And so the rest of the book basically follows Moist von Lipfig as he learns more about the post office and the employees and just how bad of a state the post office is in. He starts making things more efficient. He introduces stamps and a host of other things. And so that is a quick summary and setup of Going Postal. And so this was the second book I read in the Discworld series, and I found it really interesting. And as I was thinking about it, I really, the post office is such an interesting thing to write about. This whole book is basically about a man who goes to this government entity, the post office, that is in shambles, and turns it around and makes it more efficient. And if I was to pitch that to you for a book, hey, come read my book about a post office and how it gets better over time because of this great character, I'm guessing a lot of people would laugh at my face. It's just not something that really sounds very appealing at the forefront. But when you take that same scenario and you put it into the Discworld universe, all of a sudden it becomes interesting, entertaining, and appealing. And I can see where Terry Pratchett, he's taking this institution that he can write about its inefficiencies because we as the reader know about, a post office and where its weaknesses are, and kind of, the bureaucracy of a government-run organization. And through the lens of Discworld, he can stretch it and he can analyze it. And so I was actually really impressed with really all the commentaries he's making about a post office. Or government work, or whatever it may be. And I found it very delightful to read through that and to think through that. And so it's really getting me excited to see, as I continue to read Discworld books, to see where else he goes with these kind of things, where he's introducing things in the real world that are familiar and obscuring it just enough where it's interesting and entertaining and really funny to learn and read about. And so I really enjoyed Going Postal. As I've mentioned many times, it was entertaining, it was funny. I can tell that Terry Pratchett's writing is wittier. I think the jokes per page are more here in book 33 than in book 1, and they just flow so naturally, where it's just amazing to watch, you know, a master like Terry Pratchett at work. So I loved Going Postal. I think I liked it more than The Color of Magic. I still liked The Color of Magic, and I thought it was a great introduction to the series. I'm in the middle of reading The Light Fantastic, which is book number 2, and so I'm still liking book 1 as well because they build off of each other. But Going Postal was great. I heard that there was a movie for Going Postal, which I'm going to watch soon, and I'm very excited about that. But anyways, if you've read Going Postal, let me know below what you thought about the book. How do you think it compares to the other books in this series? How do you like the characters? Very interested to hear your thoughts there. But thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.